talking to a senior citizen or to someone with a disability should never be scary or a chore. Let's look at 10 tips to make any conversation run smoothly.
Up to 20% of the American population has some form of mental or physical disability, and at least 10% are over the age of 65, so it's important to be comfortable communicating with both the elderly and the disabled. When talking to someone who may be different from you, remember that, as with any interaction, a first impression is a lasting impression. Start out pleasantly, and a positive experience will follow. As you greet someone, keep in mind that posture matters. Standing straight, extend your shoulders parallel to the ground, keeping your chin up and your hands loosely open, a posture that indicates your willingness to establish a positive rapport. During your conversation, be conscious of the body language cues you are sending. Clenched fists, crossed arms, and a body that is turned away from the conversation are all indicators that you're uncomfortable. It's also important to be aware of the other person's bodily cues. These same signals might indicate that the person you're speaking with is uncomfortable or anxious. If you notice agitation, back off a bit or change your approach. As you speak to a disabled or elderly individual, remember to smile. This key communication tool is one of the few that's the same in any language. When speaking, always remember that the way in which you talk matters too. Try to keep your voice volume at a pleasant level. Don't speak too softly, but don't yell, as this offensive behavior doesn't help anyone to understand you better. Similarly, try to articulate plainly and consider the person you are speaking with. You may need to use easier words or simple comparisons to help someone understand. Watch for the other person's reactions. You'll be able to tell if you're making sense. As you're speaking, remember to use words of respect. Titles like Mr., Mrs., Sir, and Madam all connote respect. Other key phrases to use include please, thank you, is it okay if, and would you mind? One of the most important things to remember when communicating with an elderly or disabled individual is not to speak to them as you would speak to a child. This is a standard reaction that is often interpreted as patronizing and is offensive to the person being addressed. Finally, be honest with the individual in question. If you're not sure how to communicate with them due to a hearing impairment or a mental disability, say so. Often the person will be happy to guide you. No matter what the age or capability of the person before you, remember to respect and treat them as politely as you can. Even if they can't say so, they will appreciate this basic human kindness.
Want to learn more? Check out other videos and sources on this site for more information.